In this James the Bike Guy, we're checking out an aluminum road bike with all-road contentions, something that's got some pretty neat specs and features from a brand you're probably not as familiar with. That's right, we're checking out the 2021 Jamis Ventura. This is the A1 model, and this particular bike comes from a brand out of New Jersey. Jamis has been around a long time, and they're a pretty interesting company making a full line of bikes, including this Ventura model. So we're going to go into the features and designs of this bike, talk a bit about who and what it's for, and then of course we'll find out exactly what it weighs. So if this kind of thing is interesting to you, I suggest you stick around and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this in the future. The Ventura series from Jamis slots in as their more pavement-ready but adventure-ready version of a road bike. So Jamis also has something called a Renegade, which is much more gravel and dirt-focused all-road road bike. And the Ventura itself is more in that pavement with a little bit of off-road. So you'll see as we go through the bike, it's got some nice wide tires and a little bit more tire clearance is needed. And then the geometry of the bike is going to be set up where it's nice and upright. Lots of stack to the front end of the bike and a nice short reach to make it really comfortable. And the Ventura is really in a place where if you were upgrading out of an older road bike and looking for something a bit more basic and comfortable, this would slot in really nice, or be a great place to start for your very first venture into road biking. Now the version we have in front of us is the A1 version, which is the top end of the Ventura line. So the Ventura, beginner road bike, but it comes in two different versions. A1, which is the nicer spec version, and then it also comes in an A2 version, which has a little bit more basic parts and brings down the price. But otherwise, this aluminum road bike has some cool things we're gonna get into real soon that make it a nice choice in the entry-level space. So beginning to talk about the Ventura frame, we should talk a bit about their size-specific design. And this is something that I think is pretty neat and is not always the case on beginner road bikes. So by size-specific, what that means is all the tubing shapes and sizes will vary ever so slightly between the different frame sizes. And Jamis is doing that to help allow the bike to be comfortable for every rider rather than, say, just designing it in a size medium and then making it, you know, a little bigger, a little smaller and compromising the ride quality. The bike in front of us here is the 58 centimeter version, and that means it's coming with a stack of 616 millimeters and a reach of 383. And what those two numbers mean for us is that this is clearly slotted in the endurance geometry. So it's got a very nice tall head tube and then a little bit shorter reach to help keep your rider position upright and comfortable so that you're going to be able to perform on long rides. Now, a few other neat things to mention with this Ventura frame. Of course, internal cable routing. This is running their T6 6061 aluminum made in Taiwan. You've got a 27.2 aluminum seat post into the bike, and I really love that it's coming with a tapered head tube. So this tapered head tube flares out for a little bit more stiffness and precise control over the steering up front, and it goes into this full carbon fork on the front end. Nice bladed fork, and on the front it still has mounts for things like fenders, a couple of mounts up top too, so you can attach everything to it, and then going out back on this frame to help keep it nice and adventure ready, you've got rack and fender mounts for the back. So you could set this up for an all-weather commuter into work if you've got a little bit longer ride, a rack out back for an all-day machine, or any combination thereon. And to keep everything in control, it is of course a disc brake version bike, of course disc only for 2021, with a threaded bottom bracket to help keep things nice and durable into the future. Cockpit wise, I gotta say I'm really impressed, especially for the price point of this bike. Running all Ritchie name brand parts. They're a great company for cockpit parts with this aluminum stem, and then of course the Ritchie Logic aluminum handlebar. The handlebar itself is a 6061 aluminum with a 31.8 bar clamp to it, And it's going to come in sized handlebars based on the size of the frame for a good position to get onto your brakes from either the hoods or down low. And then rotating to the back, of course, a 27.2 Ritchie aluminum road seat post, 350 millimeters long with a Cial Royale asphalt saddle. The asphalt saddle, it seems to be pretty comfy. It's certainly on the more narrow side, but it has a nice little integration with a clip system. Nice little integration with a clip system on the back where you can clip in a taillight. Everything just snaps right into place, which is a cool thing to see, no doubt. Moving into the drivetrain, we've got a pretty standard fare 2x9 system from Shimano. So by 2x9, what I mean is it's got 2 gears up front. So the 2 speeds up front are basically a high and a low. And then out back is going to be a 9-speed cassette with an 11 to 32 tooth range. Now everything's operated with a Shimano Sora rear derailleur as well as a Sora front derailleur. Good spec 9-speed derailleurs. And the front being a 50-34 means that with that big 50 tooth and the small 11 tooth out back, you should end up with some real nice top end speed, especially on descents. And then a 32 out back and a 34 up front is nearly a 1-to-1 ratio, so it should be able to climb up really well. Now those derailleurs are being shifted with the Shimano Sora 2x9 shifters. So these are shift and brake combo, so brake when you go back, and then this inside button gets pushed to go to a harder gear, or the whole lever over to go to an easier gear. So real nice and easy to do, either from the drops you can control everything, or in the hoods you can control by shifting and adjusting, all on these integrated shift and brake levers. Matching up with the nice spec on the rest of the bike is, of course, some Alex ADT 470 rims. These 470 rims are a tubeless ready rim, double-walled alloy shape, and gives a place that you could upgrade from the Vittoria Zafiro tires to something a little bit wider and tubeless ready if you wanted to. Now, the Vittoria tires that are on here are a 28 millimeter width. You can see there's plenty of room to bump that up just a bit more. And while these aren't tubeless ready, one of the biggest costs of going tubeless is getting a new wheel system. So it's really cool that these Alex rims are coming tubeless ready right out of the box. The Jamis Ventura A1 in a 58 centimeter frame size comes in at 22.82 pounds. Thanks for watching this video on the Jamis Ventura A1. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're at it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and browse the channel for more videos like this to check out as well.